Good afternoon. My name is Laura Smith. I'm the Deputy Director and Economic Security Services Branch Manager at DPHHS. I'd like to welcome all of you safely here, those joining us here in person and for those joining remotely. Before I introduce our first speaker, I'd like to recognize Chanda Hermanson. I'm Chanda's boss, so I see firsthand her commitment and passion every single day to this program, and I see it in every decision that she makes. So I'd like to thank Chanda and her whole team for the work that they do day in and day out serving the people of Montana. We'd like to start by showing a short video. It's the new Vocational Rehabilitation National Anthem called Lead on VR.
Glory of VR, jobs for people everywhere, both near and far, giving hope for all to fill the void, building new pathways to being employed. Lead on VR, providing services that score, creating new careers that endure, working on skills and self-esteem, helping people to reach their dreams. Lead on VR, success for those with disabilities, jobs and independence through capabilities. Celebrate the triumph of the human spirit, shouting loud its praises for all who hear it. Lead on VR. Lead on VR. For all that you do through the DSU. Lead on VR. Lead on VR. Lead on VR. For all that you do through the DSU. Lead on VR. Lead on VR.
Kind of want to play the song again. It's good. So the song is based on the iconic phrase of Justin Dart, lead on VR. It certainly does a great job of capturing why we're here today. It's really incredible to think that 100 years ago, the concept of vocational rehabilitation was launched in 1920 under Wilson at the federal level, and the next year the Montana legislature took action at the state level. A lot has changed, improved, and evolved over the years, but the anchoring concepts remain. To ensure that individuals with disabilities have a voice and are part of the community, that they have the same opportunities as anyone else, and, as the video so eloquently states, building new pathways to being employed and helping people reach their dreams. Today, the vocational rehab program in Montana provides 4,000 individuals with career counseling, information and referrals, training services, and job placement services. We know that individuals do encounter barriers to employment and barriers to independence, but it's our role as DPHHS and for all of us as Montanans to ensure that those barriers are removed, and that's happening. There are so many stories of clients gaining placement with a business for successful job opportunities. That's what it's all about. These success stories are all around us, and I appreciate all of those who have worked so hard to making that a reality over the years. We appreciate the support and leadership of Governor Bullock. From the day he took office nearly 8 years ago, and really his entire career, he has been a strong advocate for individuals with disabilities. Please welcome our Governor, Steve Bullock.
Thank you, Lauren. Thank to all those here today, whether joining in person or virtually. And it is only appropriate also to thanking Chan only makes sense. She has both not only done a great job, but a great role model in her mother, who I've known for well over 3 decades. And the role that you play, you also stand in the shoes of so many that came before you. Looking at Joe Matthews, it's his signature over there, and my stepmother, Maggie Bullock, at one time was the head of Voc Rehab as well. These are certainly challenging times, and a program, especially one as important as vocational rehabilitation and blind services, celebrating a full century of serving Montanans and Americans, well, that's noteworthy. Thankful to everyone who worked together so hard so that we could safely honor this accomplishment. VRBS has stood the test of time from when it was first signed into law by President Woodrow Wilson in 1920 through the National Civil Rehabilitation Act. Today we take time to reflect on and celebrate the past 100 years and acknowledge all those who've previously been positively impacted by this program. And the heart of the program is about creating opportunity and helping people reach their dreams, no matter what those dreams may be. When an individual is introduced to the program in Montana, they're asked if they're interested in working. The next question they're asked is your disability keeping you from working, and do you need special assistance to become employed? For many new to the program, they may have never even considered this as a possibility because of the disabilities or other barriers that they face. The goal of VRBS is to support work and independence for Montanans with disabilities. The Pre-Employment Transition Services, or pre-ETS program, it helps 1,500 high school students with disabilities receive services. The program directly serves young people ages 14 to 21 as they transition into adulthood and the workforce to ensure that they're equipped with the skills, the support, and the resources to achieve their individual employment goals. And the success of pre-ETS is truly phenomenal. It's now offered in more than 40 school districts across our state, has a tremendous impact in helping our youth transition to adulthood, and ultimately also reducing dropout rates. Today, I think we'll get to hear from Candy Cohen, who used pre-ETS to help achieve her dreams. Laura did recognize the VBRS staff, and truly, even though I also gave a shout out, it's worth mentioning again because our staff truly understands not only the barriers faced by individuals with disabilities, but also the unique skills and personal experiences they have to help others. So truly thank you for all that you do. In Montana, I think as we reflect on a century of a program, it continues to stand the test of time for many reasons. It's client-driven, meaning program staff listen to the needs of the clients and work with them to meet their needs. The program's committed to helping people find jobs, and it's been successful in doing so. And it stood the test of time because it really does promote independent living and community integration. Both are easy to talk about, but not always easily realized. This program helps make both possible. And last, I want to touch on one of the key factors that makes VBRS so successful, and that's the business partners. The program now uses what's called a dual customer approach that works to help businesses meet their workforce needs. Montana has built a business services program to recruit qualified employees with disabilities and provide consultation and technical assistance with workplace accessibility, adaptive equipment, and business tax credits. There truly is so much to celebrate today. But what's great is we don't just look backwards, we also look forward. The platform and the foundation that was built over 100 years of experiences serves as a launching pad toward what we can see in the future. And we know that there's so much more to come in the years ahead. So thanks for having me here today, but more important, thanks for what you do, reflecting on the past and letting that be part of the inspiration as we all drive forward together. Thank you.
Thank you again, Governor, for your support of this program. Next, we're going to watch a video message from Mark Schultz. He's the Commissioner for the U.S. Education Department's Rehabilitation Services Administration.
Thank you for the opportunity to join with you, the Montana Vocational Rehabilitation and Blind Services Program, in the 100th anniversary celebration of the VR program today. It is truly a milestone moment for VR programs across the nation. It was 100 years ago that President Woodrow Wilson signed into law the Smith-Fess Act, creating a civilian vocational rehabilitation program that laid the groundwork for the program as we know it today. Throughout its 100-year existence, the Vocational Rehabilitation Program has continually adapted and evolved to meet the changing public needs and circumstances, all with an unwavering commitment to the individuals with disabilities we serve. That evolution has seen the program start out by primarily serving individuals with physical disabilities, to one now serving individuals with all disabilities. It has moved from a program employing a medical model of service to one of inclusion and informed choice by individuals with disabilities in their pursuit of employment and independence. The program has evolved to have a dual customer focus by recognizing the opportunity to serve employers by connecting them to a trained, qualified workforce, and through those connections, creating additional opportunities for career pathways, work experience, apprenticeships, and internships. The program has evolved to recognize the critical importance of working with students with disabilities, to provide pre-employment transition services, to create expectations that everyone can work, and to, at an earlier age, empower students with the knowledge, skills, and experience to make informed decisions about the pursuit of their career choices. Most recently, the COVID-19 pandemic has certainly challenged VR programs and all of us. This virtual celebration is a great example of how we've all had to adapt. I'm personally sorry we aren't able to celebrate in person, as for some reason, Montana is the only state I've not had the pleasure of visiting. I hope to change that in the very near future. But as I've said, due to COVID-19, VR programs have had to empower individuals with disabilities in a different manner. You've had to rethink how to best serve students and adults across education and employment. Programs across the country, and you all in Montana, have been creative and innovative in how to deliver services and connect students, youth, and adults to the services that are needed now more than ever to take advantage of the job opportunities that exist and helping to keep the jobs that individuals already have. We have a long history that we can draw from as we move forward into the next 100 years. We honor our past through these celebrations, but we also must take what we've learned and continue to shape the VR program, its services and supports, to keep pace with the changes of today and tomorrow. We build off the great work of those who came before us as we set the stage for the next 100 years. While we recognize the difficulties all are facing due to the current situation created by the pandemic, we also must see the opportunities that exist. More employers are seeing that remote services and telework are viable options for their employees. And this creates an opportunity for greater flexibility in accommodating schedules, job duties, and options for individuals with disabilities. VR programs need to once again evolve to incorporate the training, skills, and supports, such as assistive technology, to accommodate the changes we see in the jobs of today to prepare for the jobs of tomorrow. As we continue to evolve, the one thing I hope never changes through the next 100 years is the basic purpose of the VR program: to help students, youth, and adults with disabilities to achieve high-quality employment outcomes. High-quality employment outcomes that they choose, and which allow them to reach, to the extent they desire, their highest career goals and their fullest potential. I wish you all a joyous and well-earned celebration. Here's to many more successes in Montana as we move ahead into the next 100 years. And thank you for being a part of our 100th anniversary celebration.
All right. Many thanks to the commissioner. He had actually planned to, pre-COVID, had planned to be here in person, which is a really exciting thing. We're glad that we were able to receive that video message from him. We have two more important speakers today, and I'd like to introduce the next speaker, Candy Cohen, through a video recording. We'll start that.
Hi, I would like to start by thanking you for inviting me to speak and share my experience that I have had with Voc Rehab, PREET's Employment Transition Service Program. It is a huge honor to be given the opportunity to speak at such an important event to celebrate the 100th anniversary of the Vocational Rehab program. My name is Candy Cohen. I am currently a senior at Big Sky High School in Missoula, Montana. A few interests of mine are hiking, hanging out with friends, reading, drawing, listening to music, and singing. I currently have a part-time job at Popeye's Chicken, and I'm attending school in person and remotely. I have been connected with Voc Rehab for 4 years now. I was introduced to it my freshman year of high school because I have a learning disability and ADHD. My school scheduled a meeting with the Missoula Pre-Ed specialist, Andrew Lowy, to complete the process for applying for Voc Rehab services to begin receiving Pre-Ed service. Through Pre-Eds, I have learned how to write a resume and have completed interest inventories to help find out what jobs fit my skills and interests. I have also gotten to be part of many programs with their help. Some of the programs I have participated in include Moving on Montana, Montana Youth Leadership Forum, also known as MILE. Or Step 1, I was a delegate in 2018, and then I was staff member in 2019. And I also was able to do Montana Youth Leadership Forum as a delegate for Step 2 in 2019 as well. I'm hoping to be selected for staff member for my life. Moving on Montana was a college exploration program that helped teach me where someone with a disability could go for help, know where things are on campus, and to provide experience as to what college life is like. It was also a great way to make new friends. My Life is a program that helped teach me what is out there in the world and that can help support me and teach me a lot about self-advocacy. It also provided me the opportunity to meet new people and to see how others have learned to adapt and cope with challenges in their lives. When I was a delegate in My Life Step 1, I got voted to be on the leadership team by my peers to represent Montana at the April conference. This required me to learn and practice new skills such as public speaking and ways to become a better leader. It also provided me with the opportunity to attend the April conference last year. Through that experience, I learned a lot about various programs that are available to help others, and I gained experience in educating others about community programs and resources. Also through My Life, we got to learn a lot about varieties of jobs. Through the Pre-Eds program, I was able to participate in a work-based learning experience. A work-based learning experience is where you try out a job for 40 hours and get to learn new skills and determine what you like and dislike about the type of job. It was a great way to learn more about myself and what a learning style was best for me. Another Pre-Eds activity that I got to participate in was the Pre-Eds summer camp that was hosted by Missoula County Public Schools High School, 2 weeks of summer break during the summer of my freshman and sophomore year. During these camps, we participated in a lot of different employment activities such as soft skills training, job tours out in community, informational interviews, mock interviews, career exploration, traveled on the Montana Line public transportation, and we worked on resumes. As I stated later, I am thankful for the opportunity to speak to you all today and for the opportunity that I have received. Through the assistance of Voc Rehab at the Pre-ETS program, I have had many great experiences that have taught me valuable employment skills and helped me prepare for life. From training received through pre-ETS, I feel more confident in my ability to write resumes, complete job applications, confidently interview for jobs, confidently schedule and participate in informational interviews, and how to advocate for myself when accommodations are needed. I am currently in the process of deciding between pursuing a career in special education or interior design. After completing high school, I plan to continue to work with the pre-ETS specialist for assistance and guidance to exploring both options further and determine which will be best fit for me. I have had a lot of fun being a part of all these programs, and I encourage any eligible student to try these as well. It's a great way to network with others, to learn new things, and make new friends along the way. Thank you.
Great. We'd like to thank Candy for that video message. Her message is really a testament to the investments that we make in programs like Pre-ETS, which was recognized by our federal partners as one of the best Pre-ETS programs in the country. And you really see how important that is to young people as they're moving into the workforce. Our last speaker is Lois McElravy of Missoula. Brain injury survivor was not on her list of who I want to be when I grow up, but neither was motivational speaker. Please welcome Lois.
February 7th marked my 30th anniversary of the day a careless driver violently crashed into the rear of my car. The capable, energy, happy person I was that morning vanished upon impact. Poof. A dazed and confused version rolled out of the car. The simplest of tasks turned complex. I could not remember how to fold a washcloth, nor could I recall how to make a grilled cheese sandwich. My short-term memory, beyond short. Now easily distracted, I overflowed the kitchen sink daily. Wet laundry forgotten in the wash machine, soured and mildewed. Appointments? I showed up late or not at all. At the wrong time, the wrong place, on the wrong day. I forgot to pick up my kids from school, and if you ask them, they'll tell you, yeah, more than once. I lost my keys, I lost my job, and I was on the verge of losing my mind. My sanity hung by a thread. Knowing that my difficulties were temporary symptoms of post-concussive syndrome, doctors predicted within 6 months I would return to my normal self. After fumbling through each day for 14 frustrating months, I was diagnosed with minor traumatic brain injury. Minor traumatic brain injury? It's an oxymoron. My temporary difficulties just turned into my forever nightmare. 1 month later, a chance encounter with a high school classmate, Shelley Oxness, resulted in a referral to Montana Vocational Rehabilitation. I was only vaguely familiar with Voc Rehab. Even though I wasn't sure how they could help me, I showed up. I left my first appointment with puffy eyes and a snotty nose. I didn't need a job. I needed a miracle. I left my second appointment with a day planner and a list of available resources to learn the compensatory skills I needed so I could adapt to living with a brain injury. VR counselor Scott Tanner inspired me with hope for a brighter future. And he made this promise: When the day comes, and that day will come, when you feel ready to seek employment or pursue a meaningful career, you can reapply for vocational rehabilitation services and we will help you. That day came, 11 years later. Looking for a sense of purpose, I had accepted an invitation to serve on the board for the Brain Injury Association of Montana. I had presented a talk at our annual brain injury conference, which resulted in numerous requests to speak at other conferences. I applied for VR services to explore and develop my potential to become a paid professional speaker. I was new to the speaker business. My VR counselor was even newer. That is, regarding services for self-employment for a person with a brain injury. Nothing stopped Brooke Hodge from advocating for training and services that I needed. She willingly revised and resubmitted my individual plan of education for approval multiple times, as we filtered through the different educational formats until we found my best learning environments to develop my speaker skills. I completed a magazine article writing course at the university and learned how to write articles to market my expertise. I attended adult learning to expand my basic use of computer programs and attended numerous business seminars to develop business skills and learn organizational strategies. Montech provided a Palm Pilot to replace my bulky day planner. Brooke understood that it was unrealistic for me to independently operate the business side of my business. Even small businesses hire a team of professionals to handle aspects of their business operations. So we partnered with Job Opportunity-Based Services. Michelle Piquel worked with me to draft a business plan, create a team of business supports to provide a solid business structure, bookkeeper, accountant, website developer, photographer for professional photo, graphic artist, to create marketing materials, just to name a few. I still remember the day I called to cancel my appointment with the professional organizer who was hired to set up my office. Hey, it just occurred to me, I actually don't have an office. I only have a computer stand and one file box, and I mainly work from my dining room table. Well, VR purchased office furniture so I could set up a dedicated workspace. The training and services I received elevated my speaker programs from conference presentations to featured keynotes, increasing my speaker fee, provided a steady stream of referral job offers, and created a solid business structure that has sustained my speaker business for the past 15 years. Montana Vocational Rehabilitation changed my life. I'm okay. One of the lowest points in my adult life was when I acquired a disability resulting from a traumatic brain injury. My natural abilities were permanently impaired, along with my ambitions. I lost my identity. VR provided tools and a network to help me adapt to living with a brain injury. What I remember most was how Scott Tanner made me feel. Hopeful and determined to learn how to be high functioning. Maybe even feel happy again one day. At that point, I honestly did not believe that day would come when I would reapply for VR services. One of the highest points after acquiring my disability was when VR approved my application for training and services to develop my potential as a speaker. What I remember most was how Brooke Hodge made me feel. She believed in my potential as a speaker. She never hesitated to modify my plan or ask for additional services. She cheered me on, and she jumped for joy, literally jumped for joy with each of my achievements, and she still does. Becoming a professional speaker gave me a new identity. and it provided me with a sense of purpose. It is a privilege to inspire others with hope and rewarding to share the lessons I have learned throughout my brain injury journey. Yes, February 7th, 2020 marked my 30th anniversary of the day I was lucky to survive when a careless driver violently crashed into my car. And thanks to VR, I have thrived. Happy anniversary.
Thank you for sharing your incredible story. What a way to end and conclude our celebration. Please join me in congratulating all of those who have been a part of this exceptional program.